what Roger did was uncalled for, and I know it affected a lot of people, but I didn't fucking do it. Like, cause he's my son, and his father is a public figure, and they want to come after me. Like, people automatically assume that I'm going to defend my son, and I'm going to like try to pay people off and get them out of trouble. I'm just as mad as Roger as that.
Rampage Jackson spoke out about his son Raja, saying he isn't responsible for his actions. He called the incident unnecessary and very wrong, noting it hurt people who didn't deserve it. Jackson denied any involvement, stressing he wouldn't cover for his son and was just as angry and upset as everyone else.
Honestly, I think this has happened in pro wrestling before. What Roger did was uncalled for, and I know it affected a lot of people, but I didn't fucking do it. Like, cause he's my son, and his father is a public figure, and they want to come after me. Like, people automatically assume that I'm going to defend my son, and I'm going to like try to pay people off and get them out of trouble. I'm just as mad as Roger as they are.
Rampage Jackson said he was furious after learning Raja lied to him. While Rampage was live streaming, his son was hit with a can, but hid the truth about being pushed into a revenge match. Jackson said he would have told him to go home, especially after nearly getting knocked out in the gym. At first, lawyers advised him to stay quiet, but later he and his family were hit with racist messages and threats, which deeply upset them.
Because Roger lied to me, because I was live streaming when he got hit over the head with the can, and I called him. I'm like, son, what's going on? Like, what you doing? And he didn't tell me nothing about them working him into a match so he can get his revenge, so he can get his payback. Because he know I would have told him take his ass home. Because the day before he just almost got knocked out in the gym. So Roger know, and then so at first, you know, I had to get an attorney and all that, and the attorney told me not to say nothing, not to say nothing. Then I'm seeing everything unfold online. I'm getting all these DMs, and I'm like, now it's turned racist. I got racist people saying stuff to me in my DMs, which is okay. This happens here every now and then, you know, just randomly somebody say something racist. But now I got the racist people threatening me and my family, like my other kids. I'm like, what does this got to do with race?
KSI admitted he wasn't sure at first if the Raja Jackson incident was real, since wrestling often uses stunts with weapons. But after seeing Raja keep striking an unconscious wrestler, he realized it was serious. He heard about the can and an apology being offered, but said Raja clearly lost control, calling it a terrible look.
Repeatedly, while the guy was unconscious.
Your thoughts on the Rampage Jackson situation with Raja Jackson and the wrestler?
The Raja thing. Yeah, that mad. Honestly, the whole situation, I couldn't tell if it was real when I first saw it, because you know how sometimes in wrestling they like to do some stuff hardcore, like whether it's barbed wire or, you know, getting hit with things. But yeah, I saw it. He was just getting punched repeatedly while the guy was unconscious. So I was like, is this a bit? And, you know, I think I saw clips of beforehand where the guy, or one of the guys, was saying, oh, you know, you got to get your receipt on this guy because he hit him with a can, or he hit Raja with a can. But then I saw that they apologized, so I was like, I'm very confused. And then come to find out that, yeah, he just lost control. So, yeah, not a good look. Not good.
Brendan Schaub said charges must be filed, calling it one of the worst things he's seen online. He stressed the attack was unjustifiable since the man was hit with a can and then beaten unconscious, adding that if the state doesn't act, it's a failure of the system.
You think they're going to press charges against him?
I think they should. It was one of the worst things that I've seen on the internet. You've got this guy. It looks like he was asked into this wrestling sphere. He gets hit in the head with a can. You can't just pummel someone unconscious and then not stop. This was an hour after the fact. Even if he got in the ring and knocked the dude out and the dude was unconscious and they walked away, different story. There's no way to excuse it. If the state doesn't prosecute that, that's a malfunction.
Rampage Jackson said Raja ignored his advice and got dragged into a wrestling storyline he had no business in. He admitted everyone was wrong, but his son went too far, especially after being told to stay out of the gym. Aljamain Sterling condemned the act as deliberate and senseless, noting it was broadcast live and made Raja look out of control.
If you have a kid, what do you do? What was he thinking?
What was he thinking?
Premeditated. Has he never watched movies and films before to know, like, that is the ultimate nail in the
basically
coffin?
live streamed it.
He doesn't come off like a dumb kid. Now he definitely does, but
Chael Sonnen said he wasn't surprised no charges were filed, since it depends on Psycho Stu's statement. While wrestling involves agreed stunts, Sonnen noted Raja appeared to stop performing and actually try to harm him. Only Stu can confirm intent, and he has up to 12 months to decide. Until then, authorities can't treat it as a crime.
Are you surprised nothing has happened to him? Are you surprised there haven't been any arrests, any charges, anything like that?
No, they can't and they won't make an arrest until Psycho Stu says that wasn't planned. Everybody on the card that night said before the match they're going to beat the hell out of their opponent. Everybody on the card that night, winners and losers, hit their opponent. Everyone on the card that night picked their opponent up, threw him to the ground. The difference was they were performing. What was in their heart was different. It appeared that Raja stopped performing and started to try to injure a man. And that is the difference between the show and a crime. But when I say that's what it appears, only Stu gets to stay. The rest of us are marks. Only Psycho Stu gets to say that, and he has up to 12 months. I have a feeling he might drag this on, but they're not gonna go just arrest him because they have a video of a pro wrestling match, and the audience doesn't get to decide what's real and what's not. The audience job is to be entertained and constantly fooled. So they don't actually get to say how bad this was. Only one person does, and that's Stu, and so far, he's remained silent.
Sonnen added that Stu may delay action to protect both wrestling and his own image, since filing a police report could damage his reputation. He noted there's a $1 million insurance policy that could settle things legally if needed, and pointed out Raja never pinned Stu, possibly leaving the door open for future storylines.
Might drag it out.
Well, Stu isn't. I spoke to Stu.
Really?
People
Okay.
love Stu, back and forth. And he believes that if he doesn't protect the business, that he's hurting the business. He also believes if he goes to the police, he gives up his character as a legitimate badass. Meanwhile, if he takes that beating, don't forget he wasn't covered. It's not like Raja beat him. Raja never covered. There was no 1, 2, 3, and Stu could ask for rematches. He could spin that. He could turn that into something. Now, what do you want to do? They have $1 million.
Matt Brown argued the reaction was softened only because Raja is Rampage Jackson's son, given the respect Rampage earned. He said the footage clearly showed the wrestler being slammed and struck without defense, calling it a severe criminal act, possibly aggravated assault, and noting Raja was lucky the victim's injuries weren't worse.
If this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all, but we all love Rampage and he's the man, you know, and the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the you know, and what do we think about this? You know, if it was just about anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like, you know, you say they're investigating, like, well, there's not a lot to investigate. Like, there's a video that shows it pretty goddamn clear, you know, what do we need to investigate here? So, you know, what's he going to get? You know, I don't know what like attempted murder is, but I mean, he was knocked out and punching the shit out of him. You know, I don't know how far they go in there or what the details are to get that charge. Aggravated assault's for sure, battery, you know what I mean? Like, this is a felony for sure, right? I mean, there's I don't think there's any way out of that. So, you know, kind of just is what it is for him now. But like what a shitty move, man, you know? Like, you want to fight the guy. Like, dude was like, you know, we watched the video right before the podcast here. And, you know, the dude was like preparing for a pro wrestling style takedown and slammed him on his head. Like, you know, dude's lucky that, you know, like you said, he's hospitalized, but man, he's lucky that that's all that happened.
Brown said that while many feel loyalty to Rampage, Raja must still be held accountable. He called the violence unjustified since the wrestler had no chance to defend himself. Wishing the victim a strong recovery, Brown added that even if Rampage asks for mercy, the act cannot be overlooked.
Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up and, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, again, loving Rampage, but, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves. I don't agree with Sean on that at all. The dude doesn't, it'd be one thing, if they got in a fight and he f***ed him up and, hurt him bad, right? But the dude was defenseless and then knocked out. Fuck him. And the only guy that should not be saying fuck him is Rampage, right? Because it's his son. And he's the one that should be saying, can we just give him some help or something, try to stick up for him. But everybody else, we have no reason to have any sympathy for that kind of behavior. Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up and, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, again, loving Rampage, but, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves. I don't agree with Sean on that at all. The dude doesn't, it'd be one thing, if they got in a fight and he f***ed him up and, hurt him bad, right? But the dude was defenseless and then knocked out. Fuck him. And the only guy that should not be saying fuck him is Rampage, right? Because it's his son. And he's the one that should be saying, can we just give him some help or something, try to stick up for him. But everybody else, we have no reason to have any sympathy for that kind of.
Sean O'Malley said the attack was far too excessive, noting the cane strike may have seemed part of the act, but stressing that such violence can't be excused and must stop immediately.
Yeah, no, those are full on, I'm been beating those were brutal. Yeah, I did see the guy hit him over the head with the can, but if the guy thought that was part of I don't know, you can't hurt people like that. It's just,
Kevin Lee stated that while he respects Rampage, Raja must face the authorities. He noted that if his own child acted similarly, he would expect equal accountability. Although the wrestler hit Raja with a bottle first, Lee stressed it didn't justify Raja's actions. Kevin Lee added that Raja waited hours before attacking the unsuspecting wrestler, leaving him unconscious for several minutes. He called the act impulsive and undisciplined, saying it cannot be excused and suggested prison time as an appropriate way for Raja to take responsibility.
When Rampage turned your son in, he got to go lay down for a little bit. If it was my son, that's what I would tell him. You a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You got to go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't going to be in there forever, but you got to go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. To wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand, he playing a character and he was in character and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. You snuck him. He wasn't expecting that, and you, bro. They say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards. Dog got to go lay down. You got to go to prison, bro. There's no part of that you thought was cool. I can't even wrap my mind around why you thought that was cool and why you ain't got no self-control over your...
Tim Welch called the footage disturbing, noting the victim was completely helpless. He said Raja's actions appeared intended to cause serious harm and were indefensible, stressing that legal action is necessary, especially since the incident was live-streamed and reports mention a knockout reward.
11, 12, 13, what? I can't even watch this. the kid's blacked out. The kid's blacked out, and I think his goal right there was to murder. Maybe not. Maybe not. Blacked out, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, but he damn near killed the man. That's crazy. He's got to get some punishment for this. There's just going to be no excuse. He's going to probably go away for a long while, especially on stream. He's on stream and he said 50 subs for a...
Welch added that Raja's legal situation is serious, despite Rampage's resources and lawyers. He warned it could be treated as attempted murder given the level of violence, and cautioned against impulsive reactions. Welch noted that while martial arts teach control, hitting someone who is already unconscious can be deadly, calling the incident disturbing and likely to result in prison.
This isn't going to be good for old Raja. Rampage's got money. They're going to have some good lawyers. But it might be attempted murder. God, that's the thing. You got to be careful getting in street fights. If you can avoid street fights, avoid them. Especially if you got a temper tantrum. Maybe if you know a little jiu-jitsu and you get in a street fight here and there, it's okay. You can take care of yourself, get in a good position. But once you crack somebody and then you start seeing red and you're not thinking about what you're doing and you're punching them and they're already knocked out, good chance you're going to kill them. And now you might be in the pen. So, that was...
And that's it for today's video. What do you think? Should Raja Jackson face jail time for this? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.